Sammy Hagar's Rock and Roll Road Trip. Welcome to a special 1-hour Season 2 premiere of Rock and Roll Road Trip. We're back and bigger than ever. Starting with one of my favorite events of the year, Acoustic for a Cure. James Hetfield and I started this event 3 years ago. This year, we've got a star-studded lineup with guest performers like John Mayer, Tommy Lee, Melissa Etheridge, Pat Monahan, and the mighty Joe Satriani. Woo!
Just being a part of this is super cool. Helping the youth, which is obvious, you know, giving just enough money for research to get done.
Yeah.
Real money going right to the source.
Straight to the source, yeah. It's not going in somebody's bank account and all that. That's a big deal.
Which is hard to do, and I appreciate you dealing with the money part of that, you know, because I don't know nothing.
Yeah, man,
I can scream into a mic and I can yell at people. That's about it. But yeah, the whole the helping out.
Hey everybody, Mr. John Mayer. And hopefully prevent pediatric cancer someday.
One of my favorite artists of all time, Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah, Melissa.
So a major objective for our work is to create the therapies that are most effective but also the most safe. And this is all about giving kids healthy futures.
When we're running our experiments, sometimes we get a lead, we get a breakthrough, we get something new, and we don't have the funds to actually follow that new thread. And having philanthropic funds in the laboratory, that's incredibly important for our research.
Acoustic for a Cure is critical. It absolutely accelerates our ability to do this work.
When you do something yourself, you feel it a lot more. So with this one, I thought, let me get the fans involved. I'm not going to ask them for anything. I'll put on a concert for you, and I'll bring all these people, and you pay to see us, and we take, don't worry about it. You just come and have a good time. We're not going to lay no trip on you, man, right? And that's the way I like to have my fans. So you give the fans something. Don't just ask them to write a check. Doesn't do anything. Come and join us, and that's Sammy's style, and it's working. James loves it. Everyone that's been involved, after they do this, they just say, hey, well, here's a good example. Pat Monahan from Train. I asked him to do it the first year. He said, second year, can I do it again? Yeah. Third year, can I do it again? Yeah, he's done all 3.
I met Sammy years ago, but then when I got to see him again in Seattle, I was like, man, you're the guy all of us want to be someday. Like, you have a liquor company, you make incredible music, and no one seems happier on the planet. And he just gave me a big hug and he goes, I like it. Because I got it, you know, like he really is the happiest person around. And then when he asked for me to be a part of something that helps children and, you know, a cure for something terrible that children are having to go through, that was an easy yes.
The coolest thing is this sort of camaraderie that happens. We all get together. Everybody wants to make a beautiful night for the fans that have come with charity in mind to make it a great night. The combinations of voices and players, it's just amazing.
Coming up, my good buddy Joe Satriani. I'm here at the studio with Joe Satriani. He's one of the best guitar players I know. This song is about, what's the song about again, Joe? It's kind of about that sexy little thing. It goes, I said she got back and up front. Look at that, how easy that is. Everything any country boy needs. You know, the intimacy of Acoustic for a Cure, which is about everyone stripping down and doing what they do acoustically. Really get to see the essence of everyone's voice and everyone's guitar playing. To me, as we get older and as our fan base gets older, you know, they love the rock and roll, they love the whole thing, but every now and then I'm sure they all think, wow, I wonder what Sammy's like around the house sitting around with acoustic guitar. Well, that's what Acoustic for a Cure is for. You know, me and a couple buddies, we rehearse like we're rehearsing today, but we don't really like rehearse tight like Tommy Lee's down there learning some grooves. I'm saying he kept playing them. When we played the song Right Now, the Van Halen song that, you know, from 98 or 2000, whatever it was, when he plays that song, he started playing like the record. I said, no, 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 no. You know, like strip it down. Let's make it different. Let's play it like the essence of the song. It's just a chance to see your favorite artists do that.
Keep it down. Like
I'm sitting here now with my good buddy, maybe the best guitar player on the planet, none other than Joe Satriani. And Joe's kind of a shy guy, so I got to pull things out of him. I've known Joe so long, he's He's loosened up with me a couple times, but how you feeling today, Joe?
I'm feeling pretty loose.
Yeah. Oh, you've been drinking?
Look out, look out.
I always want to ask you these things, and when we're on a business situation with Chickenfoot or like this Acoustic for a Cure, it's hard to ask you a question about, you know, personal things I need to know about you. Like, for instance, when you've written so much music, and you write music, you don't write lyrics because you don't have to sing them, but you write a melody just like a singer would sing. And do you hear that music in your head, or do you write music, like write it in chord changes and...
Oh, I hear it in my head. Yeah, I imagine melody trying to represent a story about a person, an event, a place. Maybe I make it up, maybe it's a fantasy or something like that. And I feel a direct connection between the phrasing, the notes I'm choosing, and the story that I'm trying to convey ultimately to the listener. And so it's more of a natural process than what you would think. I'm not sitting there writing on manuscript paper.
Yeah, that's what I wonder, because when I see you when you write music for Chickenfoot, and I'm stuck with the lyrics, you know, and choose to do the melody myself, but the melodies you choose when we're writing a song together are so different than what I would sing, because I don't hear the melody in my head. I just start singing the melody. So, but you hear something in your head, and when you tell me, you know, like a couple times you would say, well, you could sing this line right here. I go, wow, that's just nothing like something I would sing. So
yeah.
I just wondered if it was just because you wrote it out or you heard it in your head. But that's interesting, because you write pieces like Bach or something. You come up with the title, A Fawn in the Woods, and you try to make your music sound like that, right?
You know, here's the big difference is that when you have the gift of being able to get this feeling, create a story, create lyrics, and then communicate that. So you've got these lyrics. I don't have the lyrics, right, at my disposal. It's not in my toolbox. So we really do work on different melodic approaches. So take a song like Sexy Little Thing. I never would have come up with your melodic approach.
That's why we make a good team,
That's
Joe.
Perfect, right? That's what you want. You want that weird magic, people coming in with ideas that surprise the other one, right?
Yeah.
And they create that special magic.
You're the only guitarist, you and Jeff Beck, that I know. I mean, you know, Eddie Van Halen, great guitar, you know, Neil Schon and all these guys played with them all. But when you guys play a melody, to me, it's the closest thing to a voice of any other guitar players on the planet. And you know, I'm a singer, so I can tell you, I'm sitting here going, damn, I mean, it sounds like you're speaking words almost, you know? And I'm just really impressed by that. But the kind of guy, you know, you've been working in a band with me, the kind of guy I am who is like, I don't like to rehearse, you know that, right? I don't like to work hard on things. If it doesn't come instantly to me, I could never be Joe Satriani, because, you know, I'm like, if I don't get it the second time, I'm going, next, you know, I want to do something like it. It's real easy for me to do. It's never easy to sing, though. But does a guy like me drive you nuts being in a band with a guy like me?
No,
come on, be honest.
No, you know I love it. It's because you have that special gift. You can, first of all, not only, I would say your guitar playing is right up there with your singing. They're both your #1 tools, right, your gifts. But you have that third gift, which is you can communicate, and that, no one can learn that. You're born with it, and you're a born communicator. So you walk on stage, so I can take 3 steps back, and I can just sort of really pay attention to Chad and Mike and just slip into the groove. I love that. When I'm doing my solo stuff, I know that I'm sort of like the lead singer. I'm the main guy telling the story, And so it's just sort of like such an intense focus. Every little thing I'm worrying about, I'm focusing on, I'm trying to celebrate every little nuance about the song. And it's different than being in a band where the other three guys equally are just throwing it out there 100%. You know what I mean?
Unfair question, Joe.
Okay.
If you had to pick one, chicken foot or solo, for the rest of your life.
Oh, for the rest of my life?
Yes, imprisonment.
Well, can I have a little... What if during a chicken foot show, I got to do a few solo pieces?
I'm always begging you to do that, and you say, no, I don't like showboating. You don't like doing that stuff.
No, because I'd like to present like those big songs that have a particular mood, you know, like Flying in a Blue Dream. It's actually a very delicate piece of music, and in order for it to really take off, everybody has a specific job in the band. You can't just go up there and do a version of it to get it to really work.
Well, we'll get to the real answer to that question in part 2 of this interview sometime in the future. But every year, this Acoustic for a Cure that we do, and you know, like I said, Joe has been involved. Everyone just plays 3 or 4 songs a piece, and the idea is to strip us down. You know, Joe doesn't get to have his whammy bar and his 35 Marshalls with 3 million watts of power and his pedal board with 7,200 effects, and you strip him down to just an acoustic guitar, and he's still great. Oh, he pisses me off.
After the break, we will sit down with Mr. John Mayer, the mayor himself. We are ready to sit down with Mr. John Mayer and let him do the talking.
Hey, Sammy Hagar's Rock and Roll Road Trip. I'm sitting here at the legendary Fillmore Auditorium in San Francisco, and I got my good newfound Buddy Libra Cobble Wobble partner, Mr. John Mayer is in the house. John, thanks for coming and doing this for me.
Thank you for asking me to do it.
Well, it was pretty easy because after we got together in Cabo that time, we walked in, we did a shot. 3 minutes later, we're on stage for about an hour. I'm going, this guy, he knows how to do this stuff. You know, I beg for guys like that.
Yeah, I've always been able to sort of go into that stage time and just let it roll. And also, it's a really fun challenge. It's a batting cage. You know, it's like a batting cage. It's like someone says, "Here's a song." And if you've heard the song and you've played guitar long enough, you sort of have to beautiful mind it really fast. And that's always really fun for me. Like, we did Finish What You Started, and I went, okay,
We did it.
I'm doing Finish What You Started, and I'm like, oh, there's a pretty involved chicken picking solo in here. And I go, well, how do I get around it? You just go through it, just do it. And it ends up being somewhat like it, but you end up getting the love for having attempted the jump.
No, you didn't.
You know what I mean?
You tore it up, John. But do you think that I'm not a school musician. I'm a completely ear guide. I can't read. I can't write. Never even. I can't read or write. Period. Almost.
Right.
But do you really think it has helped you? I mean, you're such a great guitar player, and you can play any kind of music. Do you think the school, the Berklee School of Music, is that necessary for someone? Would you recommend it?
It's funny, people ask me, they say, should I go to Berklee next year? Should I not go to Berklee next year? And I go, it's what you make of it. Now, I, for the record, can't read or write music myself, but I understand a bit of theory. But ultimately, like, I was always my own kind of theorist. You know, I think if you listen to a song, if you play a chord on a guitar and you go, that sounds like that chord from that song, you're already starting to teach yourself, you know? So I was pretty self-taught, somewhere in between kind of my own weird theory and also knowing, I think if you're a songwriter or a guitar player, if you just know the sort of the solfege, like the do, re, mi, and intervals and stuff like that, and then make enough mistakes and figure out, they're like, the guitar neck's like neighborhoods. You know, you know this, like, you're like, oh, we're in G?
I do?
Oh, is it a blues song? You're like, oh, I'm in the, well, you know what you're playing.
Okay, yeah,
and you go, oh, I'm in this neighborhood. I know my friends around here. I'm in the G. And then you go, oh, I'm gonna mess around, go to some other things. And you go, oh, I'm in a no man's land. I don't know where I am. So for me, I've just invented my own little maps and stuff. But it depends on your personality type. And I'm really half taught and half sort of magical thinking that I've invented, which I think makes a really good
You have to be creative, but the three school guys that I've played with, you, Eddie Van Halen, and Joe Satriani, my three favorite guitar players, no joke.
Can I have the tape of that? When you...
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
And it's like playing with you guys is always, you just seem to be one notch above when you have some kind of a schooling or are able to understand music a little deeper than the guys, the blues guys that I came from, and then we just jam, but you know, you say, hey, you know, go to that, you know, chord, and they go, what chord's that? You know, to where you, you know, I just think it's valuable for young kids that probably look up to you.
Absolutely. There's the format, a certain way that you format, taking something you didn't know, learning it, and where you put it so that you can use it.
Yeah.
So for me, when I first started playing guitar, everything was not about knowing it to know it. It was about knowing it so you could play more on the guitar. So I was never into the race of how much you knew. I still can't have conversation about theory. Like I have friends who are incredible players, and they'll go, I can't believe you did that Mixolydian thing over that chord. I go, that's a mistake. You know what I mean? You go, that's
what Joe does to me.
You go, that's a problem. And they go, yeah, because they go like, that's out. And you go, that's wrong.
No, creativity and schooling are two different things. I really believe that. You know, you can be an educated idiot, and you can be a
savant, sort of street guy.
Yeah, and be a genius. So all that's cool. But I'm just curious about that. But the things that crack me up about you, John, it's like I'm a big fan. There's no joke about it.
Thanks.
And you've got the wackiest career. You have done so many crazy things. I would imagine your manager, your agent, and your record company want to kill you.
Well, you can switch them out anytime you want. So, some of them are hard to switch out. No, you know, at first they did. At first they did, and then they learned to trust that there's an instinct here.
Yeah.
It's an instinct. There is no other feeling at play here than what's the next thing that's going to excite me. And also, I have a big fear. I have career claustrophobia. I hate the idea that like you get known for something and everybody goes finish line. And I go, that's it? That's all we do?
Well, you write it for a while, and you go and you collect all the fame and the fortune, and you get all the. You've got awards. I mean, you got a couple.
I got
Grammys,
awards.
right?
I got it, and I went, oh.
Does it mean anything?
It meant something, but it's hard to explain. For me, I was like, oh, I don't want to just do this the whole rest of the time. And I mean, I dropped in at the top. I mean, I got helicoptered into the top of my career, and I was ready to. I had all this climbing equipment. I was so excited to climb. And then they were like, no,
you didn't miss
we're
anything,
dropping
John.
you in.
No,
well,
you didn't miss anything.
I did miss something.
You did.
Well,
I'm
so for people,
that's a real joke. You're 100% right.
But for me,
the journey is
the journey. You want wind through your hair, and if you start out at the top, the only way to get wind is to drop. So then you start getting daredevil, and you're like, well, I want to try this, and I want to try that. And
you've done that.
And you just start poking around. Yeah, absolutely. And at the time, did not feel good at all. I never was into like, well, you know, F them if they can't take a joke. I was like, what do they say? You know, I was always really sensitive.
Who's John Mayer now? Like, what are you going after the Dead? Let's say the Dead's, you know, once that's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll ever be done. The Dead.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get. And to hear Bob Weir talk about it, he wants this to continue after
they're
not touring.
Oh, they're 100%.
And so
you know,
I think.
But I mean, what would you like to do as John Mayer as a solo? I mean, what's your vision now? What are you looking at?
Here's
what kind of music? What? I want to hear it.
It's in. I was thinking of what if I answer like with humming a song, like real specific. I now have broken out of this mold of being a solo artist. And I love being a solo artist, but I can't be a solo artist all the time. I can't talk about myself all the time.
I agree.
I can't do press about myself all the time. Most of those answers I don't know, so I just make up and put big words in them. The older I get, the harder it is to self-reflect every day with an interview or something. And it gets harder as a musician who's a solo artist to keep using the same color paints.
Yeah.
You're you. I'm me.
I join bands when I get bored.
Because you run out of paint. You know, you run out of colors to paint. You go, here's another blue period thing. Here's another blue period thing. Here's another blue period thing. And you go, you know, everybody else wants more of this, but this is supposed to be my ride. This is supposed to be this incredible magic carpet ride. And so what I do now is keep it all interesting. And through all these little mistakes and bumps and bruises and weird things, people, what's going on, I think I've come out now of the tunnel and I can turn around and go, this is a really cool career. This is a really cool career.
You got a great
You know what I mean?
No, you got a great career.
And
See,
it's
you
a
broke the
pure
ice.
thing.
You broke the mold to where you're not expected. Now no one knows, you know, is expecting you to do this or that.
That's right.
So you're free.
That's right.
Man, to change shackles off.
That's right.
You're a free man, John.
You're closing your disclosure. You're closing the interview up.
No.
Oh.
No, I just want to let you know you're a free man.
Thank you.
It's all good.
Thank you.
He's free.
So can I go?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Let's go. No, let's go play music.
Yeah, right on.
Coming up, my friends and I will hit the stage at the Fillmore. Right now, it's time to take the stage with my friends John Mayer, Vic Johnson, and Tommy Lee for an acoustic throwdown of one of my favorite Van Hagar hits.
Writing this song with Eddie and Alex Van Halen, I love those guys. I love Ed, I love Al. I love this music we wrote together. I love it. Feel it and give it back, all right? Please give it up for my buddy, Mr. Sammy Hagar.
If you wanna see other guys, baby, I can let it slide. You want a lover, you want a friend, mama, I can be both of them. Well, I got the tools to satisfy. You gon' walk away. Look at the long run. I wanna take each step one by one. On time, you will arrive. I'm keeping this dream alive. It's alive and it's kicking ass inside.